Welcome to Stage 4, Pablove Across America 2016. Today we will be riding from Clovis, California to Porterville, California, approximately 90 miles. We are riding in honor of Ian Campos today. 6 years old, he's from Inglewood, California. Lymphoblastic leukemia. He was diagnosed September 4th, 2015.
Before Ian was diagnosed, he lived pretty much a normal childhood. Like any other kid his age, he liked to play outside, run around and play video games. During family vacation, his family noticed that he began to complain about a pain in his arm and neck. When he went in for a doctor's appointment to see what the problem may be, his family's life was flipped upside down. He was diagnosed with leukemia. Children's Hospital of Los Angeles soon became their second home for the next 6 months. But in the face of treatments, Ian always maintained a positive attitude and was always very brave, says his mom, Miriam. In July 2016, they received word that Ian was cancer-free. Ian and his family are now trying to refine normalcy in their life and get back to where they left off. Ian just began first grade this year and is enjoying going back to school. Fact of the day, in 2016, the Pablove Foundation received 100 childhood cancer research grant applications and was only able to fund 5 of those. Knowing that any promising research project could be the beginning of a cure, Pablove is dedicated to increasing its investment by 50% over the next 3 years. Help us continue to grow our research grant programs in the next 3 years. This investment will mean 5 more scientists and 5 more teams of engaged minds each year, all with a common goal: ending childhood cancer. Now, Jeff?
Thank you. I want to do a special second dedication today for my friend Al Barr's young cousin who died on October 22, 2012, so almost 4 years ago to the day. This young man was, his young boy was named Ryland Stout. His mother, Jessica, is my friend Al's cousin, and she and her husband, Matt, guided Ryland through a year-long battle with a brain tumor up in Woodstock, Vermont. And Al is a guy who is the lead singer in a band I manage, Dropkick Murphys, who are a band that for 20 years has stood up and fought for people who don't have a voice, working class people, people who've gotten left behind. And to see him going through the pain of his young cousin and his cousin Jessica guiding her child through this while he was on tour and trying to be supportive from afar while he spent his life fighting for other people is something that's been very, very moving to me. This is an example of how this thing hits us in the workplace and how we witness other people going through something that, you know, you think about Glenn Miller being on tour in the 30s and the 40s, and maybe a relative of his was diagnosed with polio. That thing has had a cure. Imagine if within our lifetime we could find some cures to this disease, so when people are away at work, whatever the hell they do, whether they're a banker or singing in a rock and roll band, they could get a phone call and say, oh, okay, great, you're going to go and get a shot, and everything's fine. Ryland loved trucks, any sport that involved balls, and his bike. He passed away when he was 3 years old. So he already had the cycling bug. And I would like to think that if he was watching this video at home with his parents and he was in school today, he would kind of dig what we're doing. We don't like trucks because they get too close to us on the road, but we can relate to everything else. Ryland is survived by, like I said, both of his parents, Jessica and Matt, and his big sister, Jane. Again, they live in Woodstock, Vermont, which is an incredibly beautiful place. If we can hold both of these children in our hearts today as we ride a very long and very flat stage. Thanks.